Okay, hello fourth year students. The new topic that we are going to deal with it today, since we have finished with Concord, is called the vocative. First of all, we are going to start with defining the vocative. What is the vocative? In English, a vocative is a nominal element added to a sentence or clause optionally, denoting the one or more people to whom it is addressed and signaling the fact that it is addressed to them. So in order to explain what this definition means, we are going to say this. First of all, according to the form of the vocative, it is nominal. So it occurs in the form of a noun, a nominal element, either a noun or a noun phrase or a nominal clause. Okay? Second, this element is added to the sentence or clause optionally. So it is an optional element. It is not obligatory. Okay? Third, this element that we add, this nominal element that we add optionally to the sentence, it denotes, it indicates, refers to the one or more people to whom it is addressed. So the vocative, when we add it to the clause or to the sentence, in fact, we mean by it to refer to the what? To the people, to the person or the people that we are talking to, and signaling the fact that it is addressed to them. And also, by using the vocative or adding the vocative to our clause, we intend to attract the attention of the people whom we are talking to, that this sentence is said to them in particular and not to someone else. For example, when I say, John, I need your help. So you see here, my original clause is I need your help. It has a sentence pattern, subject, verb, transitive verb, and your help is the object, direct object. Here we have added an element at the beginning of the sentence, and in writing we separate by it by this element. We separate this element, this new element from the sentence or the clause by a comma. Okay, in speaking, when we say this sentence, the tone, how can we separate? How can we say that this element that we add to the sentence is not part of the sentence, but it is added to it? In fact, it is said by a tone that is different from the tone that we use to say the sentence. So you see, we say John. Okay, we start with it. This is called what, or which tone we are using here? It is what? Fall rise tone. Okay, since it appears at the beginning of the sentence, so the tone that is used here is fall rise. Why we started at fall and then we ended with rise? We because we want to what? To attract the attention of the person to whom we are talking. So we call the name of the person and then we tell him or her what we want to say. Okay? So the since here there is an element that is added to the sentence, so we also, when we write the pattern of the sentence, we have also to represent this element by something in the pattern. So the sentence of John, I need your help. Here, John is the vocative that is written as VOC. Then we write the pattern of the sentence as SVO. The vocative as an optional element can be added to any place of the sentence. It can appear initially in the sentence, medially, or finally. So in the second sentence, we can see that the vocative appears finally in the sentence. So when we say, for example, it is a lovely day, Mrs. Johnson, okay? So you see here, Mrs. Johnson is a vocative element that is added to the end of the sentence, and we separate in writing. When we write the sentence, we separate between the sentence itself and the vocative by a comma. When we say it, when speaking, we represent Mrs. John by a tone that is different from the tone of the sentence. And usually, when the vocative appears finally or medially in the sentence, it is said with rise tone. Okay? Again, when I ask you to write the pattern of this sentence, also, since you have a vocative here, you have to represent this vocative in the pattern of the sentence. So when we say this sentence, it is a lovely day, Mrs. Johnson. Here, the pattern is subject, verb, subject, complement, and vocative. The last sentence is, you, my friends, will have to work hard. So you is the subject. while my friends here, you see, it is separated from but the other elements of the sentence by comma at the beginning and the end. It appears medially in the sentence. It is said with a rise tone. Okay? The pattern of the sentence is subject, vocative, verb, and adverb. So they say that since this element, I mean the vocative, that is, it is added optionally to the sentence, and it is a mobile element, which means that it can appear in different places in the sentence, initially, medially, or finally. So they say that it is more similar like the adverb or the adverbial element, if you remember, because these two forms are also found in the adverbial element of the sentence. It is optional and it is mobile. Okay, and as we said, when we write the sentence and we want to add the vocative in writing, we separate between the vocative and the other elements of the sentence by a comma to say that this element is not found originally in the original pattern of the sentence. But in speaking, we represent this, or we distinguish the vocative from the other elements of the sentence by making or saying the vocative with a different tone. If the vocative appears initially in the sentence, it is said with full rise tone. But if it appears medially or finally in the sentence, it is said with what? With rising tone. Now we come to the form of the vocative. What are the forms that the vocatives usually appear in English? It appears in different forms. You see, it can appear as number one in a single name with or without a title. For example, we say John. This is a normal name, proper noun that refers to someone. We said it without a title. Or we say, for example, Mrs. John. Again, Mrs. Johnson, sorry. Mrs. Johnson. Johnson is a proper name, but here we said it with a title, Mrs. Dr. Smith. Again, Smith is a proper name that is said with a professional title, a title that refers to his profession, doctor. Number two, the personal pronoun you or the indefinite pronoun somebody. And here they say that using these pronouns can be regarded impolite in English. For example, behave yourself, you, okay? Or get me a pen, somebody. Number three, standard apellatives. And apellatives means nouns, okay, without pre or post modification. What does it mean, modification? It means that it is not going, these nouns that we are going to use as vocatives in the elements in the sentence, sorry, they are not preceded or followed by any kind of modification, by adjectives. Okay, not even the possessive pronouns, even they are not they are used without possessive pronouns. For example, family relationships, nouns that refer to family relationships like mother, father, uncle, or the more familiar forms like when we say mom or mommy, dad or daddy, auntie, okay? Endearment, for example, darling, dear, love, honey. This is in American English, or they can be preceded by the possessive pronoun mine. Titles of respect, like Sir, Madam, My Lord, Your Excellency, Your Majesty, ladies and gentlemen. Markers of a profession or status, for example, Doctor, Mr., Madam, Chairman, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Father or Priest, Bishop, etc. Um, a nominal clause. Okay. Also, the vocative can appear as a nominal clause. For example, whoever said that, come out here. So the vocative, sorry, in this sentence appears in a form of a clause. Whoever said that. Number five, the items under 1, 2, and 3 above with the addition of modifiers or appositive elements of various kinds. So the same elements that we have found in items number 1, 2, and 3, the proper nouns, the family names, okay, the titles, they can, or he said that they can be preceded by modifiers. For example, my dear Mrs. Johnson, or young John. Okay. Number two, you with the red hair, you over there. And of course, since here we are using you, the pronoun you, they say that this is an impolite style in English. Informal but not impolite, like you boys, you young fellows, familiar you guys. Okay? And number three, old man fellow, young man, young women. So here we are using in the number five, they are telling us that the same nouns and the pronouns that we have said before can also be used with modifiers, with adjectives before them, with possessive pronouns before them. Okay? The last thing we need to know about vocatives in English is that they are added to the sentence to achieve or to accomplish a function. Okay, so what are the functions of the vocatives in English? In fact, it has three functions. Number one, the most obvious function of the vocative in English is to seek the attention of the person addressed. So we add the vocative to the vocative element to the sentence in order to attract the attention of the people to whom this sentence is said to. Okay, and especially to single him out from others who may be within hearing. So when you are talking to someone and this person is within a group of people, you want to say this sentence especially to him or to her, but not to all the people. Here you have to mention something that in your sentence you have to add an element in your sentence to attract the attention, to say to him and to the other people that you are not talking to all of them, but you are talking to a specific person. Okay. Number two, a second function, which is less obvious but certainly not less important, no less important, is to express the attitude of the speaker towards the addressee. Okay, so also it is less common. Okay, that's because we said, as you remember, some of the elements, especially when you are using personal pronouns, it is regarded an impolite style. So when you are using a vocative in your sentence, you are reflecting also your attitude towards the person you are talking to. So if you are respecting this person, of course, you are going to call this person by an element that refer to his place or his status in your life. Is it clear? If you want to humiliate this person, to offend or to make an offense to this person, of course you are going to call or to use the pronoun you or somebody. Here the use of these different forms of the vocative also can tell us about the attitude, the feeling of the speaker towards the addressee, towards the listener, towards the person that the speaker is talking to. Number three, vocatives are generally used as a positive mark of attitude to signal either respectful distance or familiarity, varying from mild friendliness to intimacy. Also, the degree or the forms that you are using to talk to the other people when you are using the vocative express for us how much that you are respecting those people. Okay, especially when you are talking to your friends, of course you are going to your closer friends, the forms that you are going to call them is different from are going to be different from the forms that you are going to call to talk to the friends, your colleagues, for example, because they are in a less level of a friendship than your closer friends. So also these forms of the vocatives that we are using in our sentences reflect the degree of intimacy that we are having, the degree of respect and intimacy that we are having with other people, with the people whom we are talking to. So this is in a brief the topic of vocative in English, the vocative in English. We started with defining the vocative, with where can we find it in the sentence, with the forms of the vocative and the functions of the vocative. Okay, thank you.